Guys, sorry I'm back. I just had to restart this. The screen went sideways, so in a panic, I had to go ahead and start over. You guys should be able to see the match pretty clearly here. Tony hit a good shot in the 14, got on the 11. I did have someone mention very early ago that the table was freezing up a little bit, so that might have been why. I might have had a poor internet connection. But we're back up now, and I think again I might have missed one ball. Unfortunately, with these live feeds, they're very good for certain aspects and a little rough for others. But I do have the screen back for you guys. Again, sorry to lose some of you. Hopefully you guys can see this now. All right, so back to the match. I did get a little distracted. Looks like Tony's got a reasonable shot here on the 3. He can play position. On either the 9 or the 8 or the 10. I believe the 8 ball is a little better break shot for me as far as I'm concerned. So I would go 10, 1, 15, 9. I think that's what Tony will use. All right, guys. Current score is 486 to 385. Tony Robles has 385. Kevin is at 486. Guys, I did have to restart the video footage because the screen paused on me briefly. You're watching Tony Robles at the table now. Tony is sponsored by Predator, the Napa League, and Amsterdam Billiards and Bar. And I'll get you Kevin's sponsors shortly. Kevin Clark is sponsored by Clark-v's Billiards, Artemis Tattoo Removal. And my name is Michael Yednak. I'm the current commentator for this match. I'm also sponsored by Jacoby Custom Cues, Kamui Products, and Predator Revo Equipment. Guys, we're watching a race to 600. These guys are into day 2. This is the 3rd part of the video series for today. I do have the video footage up live from earlier as well, if you guys are interested in watching that. So Tony's probably going to play the 10 and then the 14 to open it up, or maybe 10, 12, 14. Okay, he got a good shot in the 14 here. He should be able to open up the rest of the stack. He'll probably have a shot in either the 12 or the 13 or the 2. More likely the 2 or the 12. Okay, Tony powered through those balls and didn't baby it, didn't roll off on him. So from here, Tony still has to create a good break shot if he wants to use a standard break shot like we've been using most of the match. He could try to develop the 1 ball, and he has insurance with the 7 or the 4. off the 11 ball, he could try to develop the 2 ball as a break shot. The 4 ball is also a possibility where it lies now, and the 12 ball is a possibility where it lies now. All right, guys. Steve's talking about the 9 ball as a break shot. Guys, I threw the score on, but for some reason it didn't come through, so I'll put it up again. It's a 46-3-5 at the start of this rack. So from here, guys got a little distracted because I had to get my stream back up. I think Tony's going to maintain the 4 balls as break shot. So he's going to go 11, 6, 13, 12, 9. I actually like going 6. I like going 6, 12, 13, 9, but he's probably going to go 6, 13, 12, 9. Yeah, he is. I don't like the 12 to the 9 because it's a little bit of an awkward angle. The 13 actually is a little more natural to get to the 9 for me, so that's why I would have tried that other pattern. And it's funny because exactly what I said became a problem. He wasn't able to get position on the 9 ball, so he's going to follow up. He's going to use the 9 ball on the side as a break shot. It sounded like that ball skid again on him. Hey, Tony, do you want to wash those balls? Tony, do you want to wash those balls? Do you want to wash those balls? You saw them skid, right? Yeah, yeah. You want to do that? Tony got another skid there, so we had to clean the balls, and I thought it was a good opportunity to go ahead and mark the rack a little better for us. On the live stream, it's a little hard to see. That was a good shot by Tony there. All right, guys. So I'm back at the match here. I just had to do a couple technical things to get things sorted out here. So the reason Tony could go into the balls there was he had the 4 balls insurance. He still has a slight congestion there. He might be able to use the 15 balls a break shot. Looks like it's sitting pretty good from here. I think the 14 might actually go in the lower right corner as we're looking at it. If he can. If the 14 goes in the lower right corner, then it should be a pretty easy rack to get out on. If not, it's going to be a little difficult because he's going to have to create something and probably use one of his resources to go into the balls. Probably the 12 to the 5 and use the 5 to go into the balls. If that's the case, then he's eliminating one of his better key balls to the 15. So let's see what he has to do from here. He could also use the 15 to go into him and possibly develop the 3 ball. He'll have the 5 as an insurance, and he'll probably knock the 13 down towards the short rail as well. Actually, that's wrong. He's probably going to move the 6 more into 13, but he should create a break ball with the 3 ball on the right side of the table. All right, so now he's in a little more trouble. And now he's got to be super deliberate as to how he gets out from here. I don't think the 13 goes by this situation, so he might try to go into him from here. Yeah, that's a very strong shot there that Tony just hit. And looks like he's been rewarded with a 6 ball break shot. So that was a very good shot he played there. He also has the 14 balls of break shot should he choose to bail out in the 6. Looks like he's going to go 3, 14, 6, and he'll probably just go 1 rail on the 14, but depending on the angle he leaves himself off the 3, he can go 2 rails or 1 rail. Actually, he still has a choice from here, but I believe he's just going to go 1 rail up. This is a very natural position to the middle of the table by going 1 rail as opposed to 2. Nice hump by Tony there, and good means to get into the stack and solve his problems there. So Tony's into the 400s now, and so is Kevin. Kevin's still in the lead. I believe it's 46 to 413. So guys, I'm just going to plug the score in for you. It's 486 to 413. Kevin leads. Tony's got a good break shot here. I believe he'll hit that 13 pretty square and can generate a lot of power. And he's going to use a stun draw, I believe, and just try to stay in that general area. Perfect comprehension of how to hit that break shot. complete control of the cue ball, a lot of possible shots, and good execution. Bennett, I believe Danny's coming back this Saturday, so we should see Danny soon. I'm not sure if Jim Gauthier is going to come back in town for the straight pull event. It'd be nice to see him as well. He's been doing a really good job and having a lot of fun with his room, Greenleafs in Richmond. Guys, this is a charity event. I should probably post that from the previous match. Give me 1 sec, guys, and I'll add the title to this match for you. So, guys, Tony's calling the 9 ball. He's going to kick the 9 ball in. This is a pretty high percentage shot, and he's got the 8 ball's relief. He's definitely better than even money to make this ball. Still a good shot in any case. I think he might actually got partially corner hooked, which is a brutal roll. Tony has not been in favor of good rolls this match, but he's got a good shot in the 12. It's not easy, but I suspect Tony's going to stay fundamental based and make sure he makes this ball. It's probably the 6th shot that Tony had like that, and he's made all the other ones, and that one he just barely missed. Hit the rail pretty high up. Again,
like I have to use the bathroom and stretch my back. He had me sitting too long.
He had me sitting longer. I had to go outside. To stretch.
3 minutes.
Guys, we'll be back in about 3 minutes. Thanks everyone for watching this match. Tony had a pretty good run there. I should actually be able to count how much he got to here. Yeah. Before he missed, it was 413 to 46. He's got 2, 4, 5, so it should be 418 to 486.
To what?
418 to 486. Kevin's in the lead.
What does Tony have?
418 to 46.
46.
418 for Tony, 486 for Kevin.
Oh, okay.
There's a half a spunk because my slots in my bag right now. That fucking sucks. Oops, sorry.
Guys, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be PG-13. My wife spilt a pumpkin spice latte. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. In her bag, trying to help me out here. She probably heard me all raspy and just wanted to look out for me. Current score is 46 to 418. Because Tony made 5 balls at rack before missing a tough 12 ball. Kevin is still in the lead. He's had the lead for pretty much the duration of the match. He's going to go ahead and play the 7 ball here. Guys, if anyone would like to make a donation, nice shot. If anyone would like to make a donation, please feel free to click on the link, gorallyup.com, EC3861 in the title, and you guys can make a donation to the victims of the current weather conditions in Puerto Rico and Florida. guys. This is a great event for these guys to try to help out those individuals there. I hope everyone can support those people. Moving forward with the match, guys, Kevin's looking at a probably 10 ball or a 3-ball break shot. The 10 ball has a little better key ball, so I personally would probably go 13-10. Kevin might choose the 3-ball instead. He just got straight on this 8, and this 8 has been a little demise for both Tony and Kevin. It's Tony couldn't see it the last shot that he had, so he had to play the 12 ball up table instead. Wow, Kevin was able to force that ball up probably about a diamond. I don't know if you guys quite comprehend how powerful the stroke that took, but that was an exceptional shot and very well hit. Guys, please feel free to share this match if you could. Again, we're just trying to generate more funds to the hurricane relief. Yeah, I know, Bennett. I said it was bad. The best part about it is it's a almond milk pumpkin spice latte, so it's even less masculine. But that's okay. I'm okay with my masculinity. But back here at the ranch, Kevin did decide to use the 10 ball and used the 13 as his key ball, which was the easiest positional pattern. He got perfect on it. Should be able to continue his run nicely. Tony had 5 that one, right? Tony had 5? Yeah. Okay. So 9-5, Kurt run for the guys. I'll update the score shortly. It's 418, and I'm going to add up his right now. It's going to be 495. 495 to 418T. Just like that, Tony's back in the match. And unfortunately for him, this monster player, Kevin Clark, has been putting on a bit of a clinic. And just as I said that, he got the commentator's curse, and Tony steps back to the table. So, guys, you're watching Tony Robles and Kevin Clark. Kevin Clark is sponsored by Artemis Tattoo Removal and Clark-v's Billiards in Pennsylvania. Kevin's a 200-plus ball runner out of Pennsylvania, playing Tony Robles, New York City veteran. Tony's sponsored by the Napa League, NAPL League, Predator, Q's, and Amsterdam Billiards. Tony's been a strong influence on most of the New York scene for a good 40 plus years, not to talk about his age too much. But I believe he got a good shot here on the 11. Probably want to hold the 13 as a break shot, so he might use the 14 as a key ball. He also has the 4 ball on the other side, and the 1 ball as a key ball. So he's got a couple options here. Doesn't need to make a decision just yet. Sort of just needs to get rid of these balls in the middle. The 3, 10, 5, and 7 are all kind of in the way at this point. Joseph, thanks for watching. Bennett, thanks for watching. All you guys, I really appreciate everyone sweating the match. Reese, thanks for helping me with the scores earlier. I've been keeping track myself. Didn't mean to give you a job. I do appreciate your help, though, earlier. So Tony's looking pretty strong here. He can actually develop the 3 if he'd like, and I actually do that. I don't think he's going to do that. He's just going to take them all out. Maybe that's thinking a little too much of the game. But Tony's going to eliminate this 1 ball, which is a good key ball, but think he might have reconsidered here. Yeah, he's going to eliminate the 1. And if he does that, I anticipate that he's not going to use the 4 as a break shot. I think he's just going to play the 3-5. You know what he'll probably do here? He might go 3-5, 15. No. He's going to go 3-5, 9-4, 15, 14. I like, unless the 5 doesn't go by, but I like 3-5, 9-4, 15, 14. But let's see what he decides here. Paul, you can click on the website and donate if you'd like. That'd be awesome if you can. If you want to donate tomorrow, you can do that as well. I'm not sure if Tony will be here, but there are guys that can help out. Okay, so Tony actually double-crossed me, but I see why he did that. Very intelligent play here. He's going to go ahead and use the 15 to the 14 as the key ball break shot position. Much smarter than my decision, so guys, take note of that little position play he played there. That was genius and made the rack much easier. You will notice that he did use the triangle, the 4 to the 15 to the 14, just like I said, but he decided to eliminate the other ball underneath to make the run-out pattern a little easier. Strong play by Tony. So that entire rack is to Tony. Kevin had a rough scratch. So we're at 495 to 432 for these cats. Again, Kevin's still in the lead. And Tony's on a 15 ball run, or 14 ball run at the moment. Right, guys, so Tony hit a strong break shot there. Pretty much exploded the rack, has a minor congestion. These 4 balls here. He's going to eliminate that probably in this next inning, and then he'll just have to address the 11-9. So he's going to go ahead and pocket this 4 ball, or pot the 4 if we're in England. Hit the 10 ball and spread out these last 4 balls. He's not going to hit this hard. He doesn't need to. Ooh, I think both of us were a little surprised there. I think he was anticipating hitting the 10 instead of the 5. We just misjudged the angle that he had on that ball and thought that he would hit the 10. He's got a good shot in the 7 though, or the 2 ball. Okay, good shot by Tony and good recovery. That's one of those positions where you just have to go back to your pocketing capabilities and reanalyze the rack after and start your run. Paul, there's a raffle here at Amsterdam Billiards. They're raffling out a McDermott cue and a painting and a voucher for an $800 Jacoby custom cue. I'm sponsored by Jacoby, and I know that their equipment is exceptional. If anyone is interested in their products, Jacoby custom cues are amazing guys. They put up $800 to this fund. You're gonna have to excuse my voice, guys. I've been talking for about 3 or 4 hours today and about 5 or 6 hours yesterday, so my voice is starting to go a little bit, but I'll try not to squeak and try not to get too raspy and breathy for you. But I think Tony's going to use the 9 to go into the 15-1, probably develop the 1 ball as a break shot, and he'll have the 7 ball, maybe the 10 or the 12 ball after. Okay, I lied, he's going to use the 12 to develop the 15 instead. I think. Nope, I'm wrong. The 15 must go. So he's going to go 13, 15, use the 10 to develop the 1, and then use the 7 as an insurance ball, and then I'll play position on the 5 ball for his key ball. We go 15, he's going to play position underneath the 10 so he can push the 1 out. Paul, you just have to come into the room to buy raffles. Guys, I probably should do a shout out to the sponsors here for these players and myself. Kevin Clark is sponsored by Clark-Keys and Artemis Tattoo Removal. Clark-Keys is in Pennsylvania. I haven't been there, but if it's run by Kevin, it's got to be a beautiful room. Tony is sponsored by Amsterdam Billiards, Napa League, and Predator Equipment. I'm also sponsored by Predator with their Revo shaft equipment, which is the carbon fiber black shaft that you're observing. And sponsored by Jacoby Custom Cues, which do incredible custom cue work. And then I'm also sponsored by Kamui Products. So it looks like Tony's got the exact angle he needs. He can spin this down with a little bit of left English and end up pretty much parallel to the 1 and have a nice break shot. The 1 is a little lower, so it's naturally a steeper angle on the stack. So he'll have a good energy, good amount of energy from the cue ball to open up the stack nicely. It's a very nice out from Tony. I'm not sure if he wanted to hit the 5, but it worked out all right. And he ended up with a nice position for a break shot. Guy's current score is going to be 446 to 495. And we got a competition going on for sure here. All right, so Tony did his famous break shot that he showed me a long time ago. He hit the corner ball and then went back and went at the stack again. It got double kissed, but it had basically the same result. As you can see, almost no balls are touching after this break. Pretty sure he was trying to get on the 14 there, but he's okay. He's got the 8 ball and some other shots. Obviously, he's trying to take care of his problems as quickly as possible, but he's got a lot of time to get rid of that 14 ball for the to open the pocket for the 15. So he can probably play the 4 and play position on the 14 now, and I look for him to do that. It's very natural. He doesn't have to do too much work, and should solve a couple of his problems. He's really only got one other problem after this, and that's the 13-11. The 10 ball does lead nicely to those 2 balls. But probably use the 3 balls as break ball and the 5 balls as key ball. So we'll be looking to probably go 7-5-3 for his last 3 balls. That's the little triangle that we're always looking for. He's just got to get on this 14 and 15 as quickly as possible, so he won't waste balls doing so. The 9 ball also blocks the 13-11, so I'll get rid of that too. Okay, that was a good shot. I need to avoid the 6 or the 3 there. If he got on the 9, he might take that because that is a troublesome ball as well. I agree that the 14 seems to be a little more troublesome to me. It's pretty natural to get on the... Oops. Oh, sorry, guys. Guys, sorry the camera shifted sideways again on me. Good thing is today I'm able to catch it pretty quickly and get it before we lose any shots. I don't think we missed anything. Tony's going to play 3-row position for the 15 ball here. Not exactly sure why that's happening. I thought I saw that yesterday, but whatever it is, it keeps happening. So just understand that I'm going to jump up and catch it as quickly as possible. You guys, please tell me when you see it, and I will immediately address it so we don't miss any of the match. I can probably edit it after if people are watching it later. That one turned around on me pretty quickly, but Tony's sitting well now. So the only problem he's had is that 9-ball he left for a little while, and it's starting to get a little bit dangerous. I think he wanted to go and attack that 9 a little earlier, but he might play. Yeah, he's got the 9 now. He's going to go ahead and shoot the 11 in the side, play position on the 10, and use the 13 as his key ball. Tony's a little frustrated. He might have Joseph, I thought I did lock the screen. That's why I'm having a little problem. I'm not sure what exactly is going on here. But if they take another break, I'll reassess the camera that's mounted up above. I just don't understand why it's switching on me. It hasn't done it for the other 20 plus matches. I'm not sure if it's an internet collapsing thing, and then when it tries to reconnect, it's turning on me or what, but I will solve that problem at some point. All right, that was a good shot from Tony. He got on this 13. I think he got underneath it so he can get position on the 10. All right, so Tony has a couple options here. He can stay in the stack, or he can play position. I think he'll probably use follow and play position if he has that choice. Wow. So Tony put on a super strong stroke there, and I think he has a possible cuttable shot. He's got to examine it to see if it's worth going for or not. If it's lined up past the third diamond, then it's definitely a no-go. So I'll have to play safe. But if he's, yeah, this is too steep. So he's going to have to play safe here. Unfortunate, Tony was on a decent run there, but he's been playing really strong. Just not able to get on this break shot. Current score is 460 to 495. Tony's right back in this match. 460, 495, T?
What was that?
460, 495?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, those last 3 balls, he was just slightly out of line and had to try to muster up a good position shot on the break shot and just couldn't quite get enough speed on the cue. So what they're trying to do in the safety battle, this is often times where I start to lose viewers who watch straight pull. They don't appreciate the quality and the thought process behind this aspect of the game. But when you're in this aspect of the game, it's pretty much a chess game. you're trying to outmaneuver your opponent and think 2 or 3 shots ahead, typically 3 shots ahead minimum. Understanding that you're going to play one shot, he's going to play another shot, and then you're going to have this shot. And poison yourself in position to outmaneuver your opponent safety-wise. So Tony played a pretty good shot there. It's going to be a little difficult for Kevin to outmaneuver from here. Tony kept him on the short rail, frozen to the rail, and Kevin's probably supposed to take an intentional foul here. So Kevin took an intentional. And Tony's looking to see if he can maybe scrape the 8 and put the cue ball back on the 7, or scrape the 2, put the cue ball back where it is now. If he can get the cue ball back where it is, that might be the play, or he could just take an intentional foul. Tony has decided to go ahead and take an intentional foul there. He's going to try to wait for Kevin to make the first mistake. Kevin is on the first foul, so Kevin has to come with the legal hit quality safety to get out of this. And I believe if all else fails, Tony can hit the 3 or the 8 thickly, bank the 3 up to the rail, and pull the cue behind the 10, or he can jack up, play the 2, and leave Kevin a similar situation of what he had, but he'll be on the 6 ball. The problem with the 2 ball is when you leave him on the 6 ball, he'll be able to put Tony right back where he is now. So I like drawing the cue ball back to where it is now instead of leaving it by the 6. Okay, Tony fended against getting it on the 6. The reason he did that is because if the cue was close to the 6, he'd have an easy safe. So Kevin's going to try to put that cue ball back by this first time, and he's really trying to force the cue ball past the 8 ball to prevent the 1 ball as a possibility. Sorry, Steve, that's a misprint, and I can't see it to fix it. I meant to say that Tony's back in the match. Current score is 495 to 460 before the safety battle. I'll rewrite it. Guys, the current score is 495 to 460, minus any fouls they've taken this rack. Both players are taking a couple fouls. Kevin's amping up to go ahead and shoot this one in. Wow. Like Kevin's pocketing is just astounding to me. What he comes with when he needs to come with. That was not at all an easy shot. He hit that like it was a hanger. Very impressive. That's that caliber of pocketing is really what's been the difference and why he's in the lead. Kevin's just been coming with that, and you know, I'm not gonna take anything away from Tony, because Tony's come with several tough shots as well. Both guys have been playing off the rail like the ball's been hangers. Kevin's also been playing some amazing combos, and I saw Tony start to take a couple more combos as well. Just strong playing from both players when they need to be. Guys, both players took some fouls this rack, so I'll start off with the score after this, and we'll start a run count. It was a good kill shot by Kevin. He still has to create a break shot and eliminate this congestion here with the 4, 6, 15, 10, 14. So he also has an issue with the 12, 4, 6, 13. Looks like, but he has an issue with the 12, 3 as well. He'll have to attack that soon. But this 4, 6, 15, 10, 14, probably use the 14 to go ahead and open that up, but it's still a problem at this point. It's not advantageous. I could see Kevin going into it now. He's done that in the past. But it's a little risky, as you can see, but the 15 in position on the long rail with the 12 and the 3. Now he's got 3 balls to deal with over there. He did solve the other problem. That was a well-played shot there to get that 3 ball off the rail. That eliminates one of his problems, and the 15 ball goes pretty cleanly. So he's not really in much trouble, but he does still have to decide what he's going to use the break shot. 7 might be high enough. It looks a little suspect to me at the moment, but it might be high enough. If he could get the rating on the 6, he could push the 10 out and use the 10 ball to keep. Or if you get the rating on the 6, he could push the 10 out and use the 3 ball as a key ball. But he's got something else in mind. It looks to me like he's going to pocket the 6 and going into the 15 underneath, and maybe develop the 7 or the 15. So he's going to go reverse hand on us here and try to develop the 15, I think, for a break shot. Now he can pull into the 7 and lift the 7 up for a break shot. All right, now we're playing straight pull, guys. So now he's going to go 4, 3, 12, and have a break shot on the 7. Okay, he's double crossing me slightly, but this just as well. So he's going to go 4, 3, 7 instead. Unless he doesn't like the 7 ball. Maybe the 7 ball's not high enough. No, the 7 ball's fine. He's just playing the 3 ball in the corner instead on the side. Okay, you got a little funny on this. He might actually have to hit this with like a stun draw with inside English, or he could go follow and accept a little bit of a longer shot. Probably the smart play is to just use follow. All right, good position for Kevin. Kevin, you guys took a lot of scratches. If you could just give me the score, that'd be helpful. Thank you, sir. Okay, guys, current score is 505 to 457. Kevin leads. Kevin came with some shot to get his first inning at the table. He's well within the kill zone here. Tony Robles is as well. Both these players have run 100 to 150 a lot of times. Having a great match here, guys. I'm so excited to be part of this and be watching this live. These guys are really playing some strong stamina, strong playing. Michael, about the camera situation here. I usually pull the table in a little bit, but Kevin has a super long stick, so I didn't want to get the table in the way. So that's why the camera is slightly further away today. Just want to make sure that I'm out of their way. But back to the match at hand. Looks like Kevin has a good shot to probably knock the 13 out. He doesn't want to split both balls. He really wanted to hit the 1 over. That way he can play a 13, then the 1, then the 15. He's okay here, but he's going to have to do a little more work before that problem's solved. And he's got a pretty steep angle on this 14. I do believe he wants to preserve the 3 ball or the 9 ball. Probably the 9 ball is his break shot, so he can go into those and not have too much problem, but he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to have to shoot his 9 ball next. So he's going to take a little bit of time and decide what the best option is here. Yeah, I entirely agree with that decision. He decided not to go into the balls. That was much wiser. If he went into the balls, his next ball was probably going to be the 9 ball. And the 9 ball right now is his best break shot, so he didn't want to do that. So he opted to not hit balls and go in between them and play position. Very wise shot there previously to do that. Now, if he has a shot in the 1, he might be wise to play it from here because if the 3 and 9 both go, the 1's a little more precarious than the 3 and 9. Okay. So he's good on the 1 where he can play position on the 15, which leads to the 13. He's probably going to end up using the 5 as a key ball or the 6 or 4. I actually prefer the 6 or 4 in the particular position that the 9 ball's in. It's just a lot less cue ball movement from the 5 ball to that position. Now the 5 ball is a lot more favorable because he was able to move the 9 in a position. And that shot he just did there was a shot that most players wouldn't see, but a very intellectual shot that makes his run out much easier. And actually makes the break shot much more favorable. Guys, you're watching Kevin Clark play. He's the person at the table right now. He's sponsored by Clark-v-Robles-Day2-p2 and Artemis Tattoo Removal. And we have Tony Robles playing as well. Tony Robles is sponsored by the NAPL League, Predator, and Predator Custom Cues and Amsterdam Billiards. Kevin just got perfect on this 5 ball. He'll have perfect shape on the 9. He'll probably try to get close to parallel, but favoring the long rail slightly. So it'll be a little inside of the parallel mark. Okay, he actually double crossed me a little bit there and got a little straighter than I suspected, but he's still in good shape here.
me another one.
All right, guys, current score is 519 to 457. Kevin leads. Since he's favoring the right side of the 9, most guys like to draw this a little bit. And I'm not saying like a power draw, but more of a stun draw. He actually used follow and ended up with a really good result. He's a little straight on the 7, though, but I think he can get it out far enough to get to the 1 ball. If he can get on the 1, he's all right. And, he can use the 1 to open up most of the rest of the balls. He just has to make sure there's no funny scratch. So he'll analyze this a little bit before he goes and shoots. Kevin's cue looks like a standard cue is about 58 inches. His looks like it's a foot longer. He's got a big extension on it, and that might facilitate his strong pocketing on long shots. I notice Jason Shaw and Earl Strickland, even Everin Reyes, always used a little bit of a longer stroke, or a longer cue, I mean. There might be something to that, there might not. Always worth trying out with guys. Ooh, so he could use the 1 instead of the 10, that was much better. He might go ahead and play the 10 combo, but he's got a good shot in the 3 or the 13. I personally would shoot the 3 or 13, but Kevin's such a beast with combos, he's probably going to go ahead and rip this 2 ball in. All right, took the tougher shot, expected a better result, and is in a bad spot, I believe. Now, if the 11 cue ball is frozen, if the 11 in cue is frozen, he can shoot through the ball and it won't be a foul.
What was that? I never thought that a ball could be like it. I would think you had. Wow.
That was a strong combination shot he had, kind of a bad roll. Both players have played some exceptional shots, not been rewarded. The 3 ball might go in the lower right corner from here. Yeah, Gail, Tony put together a 30 or 40, and then either won a safety battle or maybe Kevin missed, and then Tony put another number down and got right back in this match. Both players overall have been playing well. Okay, so Kevin understood throw there and was able to throw the ball in and play position out of a tight spot. Guys, again, we're watching Tony Robles and Kevin Clark. This is a benefit for the people. We're trying to get money donated for the people that are suffering in Florida and in Puerto Rico. If you guys could click on the link, I'm going to attach it to the top now. I greatly appreciate it, guys. Tony and Kevin would greatly appreciate it. Again, we're just trying to raise some funds for those in need. So guys, I'm going to edit that title now, and hopefully that doesn't cause the computer to freak out on me at all, and I'll be all right. But let me try to put this up for you guys. Guys, anyone that can share this video, of course, that helps the cause and helps expose this beautiful game to the rest of the community. Please feel free to share it and enjoy this with your peers. Gail, I'm just very excited to be here and watch this match and be part of this. Both the guys have played exceptional. They're both top-notch people, and couldn't be in a happier place unless I was actually at the table. Good shot from Kevin there. He's going to go 14-13 and play position on the 12. He might play position on the 13 in the corner. Looks like he's going to go 2 rails towards the 12 ball. You could also try to spin this with inside, but I like hitting this with a center outside and just doubling out the back row. But it looks like he's using inside English. Oh, he played in the corner. Okay, so he took my first option. Sorry, guys, I got a little confused there. Good shot from Kevin. So guys, Kevin's going to use the 10 to go into the 4 and open up the rest of these balls. Now, I don't think the 7-1 is on, so he has to get a shot after this. He's probably going to have a shot in the 3. Let's see what he ends up with. Definitely not the 3, but he hit it with a good stroke and was rewarded by following through the balls nicely. And he's got a good shot in the 2. He'll probably use the 11 as his break ball from where he sits now. He could also potentially create another break ball, but I think he's going to go ahead and use the 2 and maybe use the 13 as a key ball or the 6 as a key ball to the 11. He'll want to get rid of the 2, 8, and 5 as quickly as possible. As I'm going to do some math here briefly, he's going to take the 4 out, probably play position on the 8. Oh, he's actually developing the 11 a little more. Nice shot. Yeah, guys, I think I did the math right. It should be 533 to 457, Kevin's lead. Kevin is attacking this 8 and 5 as quickly as possible. He still has a bad situation with this 7 and 1. I assume that since he got the angle he has, he's going to have to play position on the 14 in the left corner and go into the 7. He should have either the 1 or the 7 after going into him, but you have to hit the 7 very accurately. So let's see what he decides to do here. Okay, he created the angle on the 8 instead. This is, I'm sure he did this because he likes this tangent, but the tangent off the 8 goes right into the 7. So he just has to make sure he hits this 7 and hopefully he doesn't get stuck. Yeah, Joseph, that's one of the joys of straight pull is actually coming back from a strong deficit and realizing that at any point you're still in the match. Kevin got really good fortune going into those balls. He has either the 7 ball or the 11 ball as a break shot. So he has his options here. He's going to pick whatever is going to be easiest to get position on. Looks to me like you'd probably want to go something like 6-5, 9, 11, 7, whichever one, but 6-5, a 9, and then pick between the 2 balls. He's going to go 9 first. I like that decision. The 9 ball is a tough ball to play position for, and off the 9, it's easy to play position on the 5. So I'll probably play position on the 5 here. All right, this is good. I can play position to get straight on either ball and just pop it off, or get slightly underneath the 7 and come 1 rail off of the 11, or vice versa. But I like getting on the 7 and using the 11 ball as my break shot. Yeah, one of my favorite players to watch is Dennis Orcoyo, and he was playing in a match. I forget who he was playing, and he said his opponent put him in the made him a security officer. I thought that was hilarious. So he said his opponent was playing so good that he made him a security officer. It's kind of funny way to think of it. Anyway, back to the ranch here. Kevin's putting a number down here, trying to stay in control. Just trying another 14, so the current score should be 547. Let me write that down. 547 here to 457. Those are bad numbers for a dyslexic person, so hopefully I don't have any issues there. But I believe that's the current score. Kevin's in the lead. He's got a good break shot here. Yeah. And well rewarded for that break shot. He actually made 3 balls in the break shot because he has such a nice angle. He does have a little situation with the 511, and that is his immediate thought process, I'm sure, is how to get rid of that problem. I guess his immediate issue is he's pretty straight on this 12, so he's got some work ahead of him on this first shot. All right, good shot there. Got on the 4 ball, I believe. Maybe the 13 even. I think he'd prefer the 13, but I think he only has the 4 ball. He may have to accept the 9 ball on the side after this with a stop shot as opposed to trying to draw back. I should have probably talked to Kevin about his extension on the cue and what he feels it does for him. I was a little curious. I have a couple of friends that do that with their cue and have a very long butt end of the cue. These guys have had a couple of horrific skids, so whenever they see a big chalk mark, they've been wiping it off to try to prevent that. One of the worst things in pool is a skid, so Kevin's just trying to make sure he doesn't get a bad kick off the ball. And they say chalk or oil on the ball causes that. So you'll notice Kevin was very cautious not to use his hands to touch the ball. Now, if this fine ball goes on the side, the fine ball is not as bad as it looked. But if it doesn't go on the side, then it's still a pretty big problem. I do believe he goes on the side by his demeanor, so he's not as rough as I thought he was at the beginning of the rack. He could even use the 211 as his last 2 balls. He's probably not going to do that. He's probably going to stick to the 15-14 or the 15-8. But another possible pattern, if you guys were looking at the table, was to use the 2 to the 11 or 11 to the 2. I like the 2 to 11 actually. I know my buddy Steve always told me that the 11 was a little tough to take out of his repertoire because it is a powerful shot, but at the same time it's a little hard to be perfect position on it. So I think what Kevin's going to do is go 1, 14, 6, 13, 15. Just going to roll up a little on the 6, have a natural 1 rail or 2 railer to the 15. I like to go 2 rails here just to make sure that I'm not favoring the long rail and try to go into the line. I believe he's doing the same thing. I just saw him check the angle he was coming at, but he hit that with a lot of draws, so he slightly mishit that. He's got an easy recovery shot though. He can just go up 1 rail, throw the short rail and come back up, or he could choose to pocket in the corner, but I think the side pocket's the move for him. Yeah, it's a pretty natural shot. The only problem is he's got to play good speed. The better he hits the speed, the less difficult that shot becomes. The shot on the 8 ball, that is. Kevin's trying to close this match out on Tony and keep Tony off the table. Doing a nice little run here. Yeah, he's already on a plus 60 ball run. Right, good shot there. Haven't really seen that yet today where a guy draws it all the way back to the short rail and out. That's a Thorsten Homan specialty. I know a lot of guys like to do that, but Thorsten's kind of famous for that. He really likes to torque that cue ball back and hit the short rail and come back up for air. So Kevin missed that 6-ball, uncharacteristic mix. He was looking pretty good to run it out, so this is probably Tony's last hurrah. But Tony's very capable of closing out from here, so let's see what damage Tony can do here. Kevin ran around 55 balls, probably 56, I think, to be exact. All right, guys, so Tony's going to probably play the 1-ball, I think, from here. Looks like he's playing the 11-ball. All right, that ball barely squeaked by. It was a good shot. He chose that because that was tied up with the 7 and solved part of his problems going for that. He's got a good combination on that 15-14 if he wants to take it. And that does help solve one of his problems. Or he could choose the 6 first and maybe go into the 3-10 soon. Tony has a situation here with the 3-10 that he needs to address. I'm not sure how he intends to do it. From here, he could play the 4, go into the 5-15, and play shape on the 15 or play shape on the 14. He could also go ahead and knock off the 9, play position on balls, and try not to hit balls as much. I do believe the 7 goes, so he can go 9, 7. The 15-14 isn't that difficult of a shot, but if he can get proper angle on the 7, he can go forward, play position on the 15, and then take the 14 out and then play the 5. The 5 is the worst ball because it kind of blocks all the other shots. So he's going to go 9-4-7 here and play position on the 5. He's going to go 9-4-7, try to play position on the 15, but he may play position on the 5. The reason Tony's taking a pause is he's trying to figure out how to alleviate that 3-10 congestion. He wants to maintain the 12 balls as break shot, so he's got to attack that ball. I might actually play the 7 from where he is, hit the 15 into the, or hit the 5 into the 15, knock the 5 over towards that cluster, so I have something to eliminate that issue. Tony chose to go ahead and attack it now. He's got a shot at the 10. He'll have to go ahead and probably develop the 7 ball or use the 7 ball as his break shot. So he's probably going to go 10, 15, 14 combination and then work it out from there. I do like playing that 7 where he had it and using that 5 ball as an advantage rather than a disadvantage. Maybe it was a little too steep though. Okay, so he's got a perfect shot on this 15-14 if he wants it, or he could try to pick the balls off without playing any combinations. Looking at the table from my perspective, it looks like the 7's a break ball, it looks like the 15's a break ball, and it looks like the 3's a break ball. Now the 2 ball leads to the 7, so if he's playing the 2, I question whether he's going to use the 7 ball as a break ball or not. Sounds like he's run on the 50-yard line, so he doesn't have the angle he wants. As a last resort, he could always use the 3 balls as break shot. You know, if I analyze the table at a glance, I don't like where the 1 ball is, and I hate where the 5 is. 14 balls of potential key ball and potential break ball. It looks like Tony's going to be able to develop the 5 and play position for the 1. All right, that was a very, very strong shot there, and that solved all of his problems. That was ingenious there. He's probably going to go 1, 3, 14. So this is a natural run rail up, and he'll try to favor the middle of the table as opposed to the right side of the table here. He's probably going to go right over the spot. All right, good shot from Tony there. .562. Current score is 562 to 470. Kevin. Yeah, Andre, that was a very, very tough out he had there. This is a good break shot, though. Tony's going to clip the 13, come back into the stack. And he had that similar break shot earlier and was able to go ahead and open things up nicely. That's a surprisingly strong break shot. You usually get a lot of action on the rack, and you usually have quite a few break shots developed after that shot. Tony currently has the 1 and 3 as possible break shots, and 12 is negotiable and the 15 is negotiable. But I look for him to try to preserve the 1 if at all possible and create a key ball for the 1 as the rack progresses. And that last rack Tony had was really exceptional. He forced himself through the rack nicely. Tony's probably going to play position on this 10 ball soon. If he gets on the 10, he can open those balls up a little bit and maybe even push the 1 a little better, get a little further away from the stack. If the 1 is out, maybe a ball's width apart, it's a little better than where it is now. If he does go into the stack now, he might be recongesting it, so he could decide to go ahead and maybe get rid of the 12 and the 9 and then shoot those balls on the side, or he can try to go into them. Tony is more of a surgeon, so I do suspect that he's trying to analyze a way he can attack this rack without really moving balls. Okay, Tony played position for 1 ball there, got perfect on it, and he should be able to get up towards the 14. I think he really wants to attack the 14 here. He doesn't want the 10. I think he wants the 14, and with the 15, he can get on the 14 perfectly. So if you notice the way Tony's thinking, he's trying to use balls to get position on other balls rather than just take balls off the table randomly. So he's using the 15 to get position on this 14 ball. Once he attains position on the 14 ball, he can either tickle the 4 and the 3 and make those balls a little better, or he can try to negotiate a way around those balls to play position on one of those on the side or one of those in the corner. But the key was getting the 14 out of the way. Whenever you can get rid of an internal ball, it makes the rest of the balls a lot easier. Now, Tony has insurance with the 12 ball in the side and the 9 ball in the corner off this 14, so there is virtually no risk on this. And if he can go the 10 and then the 14, he eliminates 2 of the balls. Even better yet. Okay, what he might be doing here is trying to develop the 9 ball as a key ball for the 1 ball. Let's see if he does that. He could also draw back into these balls, and he has a 7 as insurance. I'm a little surprised by that. But he's still in great shape. Again, this 4-3 is just causing a little bit of hassle here. Okay, so with that shot, he made the 3 ball a key ball, and the 1 ball continues to be the break shot. He just has to get position on this 4 ball as quickly as possible, and then he would like to use the 7 to the 3 as the last 2 balls to get on the 1. So ideally you'd have the 4 ball, the 7 ball, and then the 3. Now I think the 9 ball's favoring him cutting it to the left, which is going to make the cue ball go to the left, which he doesn't really want. And Tony doesn't utilize his 3 ball on the side as much as other straight pull players that I really like. But you could make the 3 ball, you could go 7 in the corner, 3 ball on the side. But Tony tends to use Tony tends to like other positional patterns a little more. I will say that when the 7 to the 3 is working, looks really easy, but when it's not, you get out of line a millimeter, and all of a sudden you're in big trouble. So that's probably why he's opted to abandon that sort of pattern play and play for a little safer route. You'll notice the 4 ball is in the stack. Whenever you have a ball in the stack, it's usually a very good key ball for your break ball. So this is a standard pivot ball. We like to call it straight pull. I believe the current score is 562 to 484. Kevin is still in the lead, of course. Tony's coming up. Another beautiful out from Tony, and a lot easier than the last rack. And as Tony starts rolling, you'll notice the racks will get simpler and simpler. The reason why is because he's getting better and better angles on the break shots. This angle he has here is ideal. He'll just use a pure follow. He can use outside English if he prefers, but this ball's a foregone conclusion, and the rack opens up nicely. Okay, so the 13 ball just landed in position. The 8 ball is a good key ball. So I look for him to hold on to those 2 balls and probably start eliminating balls on the right side of the table and balls underneath the 13 ball. Guys, I should probably mention the sponsors while I have a moment here. Tony's sponsored by the NAPL League, Amsterdam Billiards and Bar, and Predator Equipment. I'm also sponsored by Predator. Kevin Clark is sponsored by Clark-v's and Artemis Tattoo Removal. And I'm sponsored by Jacoby Custom Cues as well, who's putting $800 voucher for the raffle here in Amsterdam. And I'm also sponsored by Kamui Products. And like I said before, Predator. So thanks to all those sponsors. You'll see that Kevin and Tony have very different equipment. Tony's using a carbon fiber Revo shaft, which is a new technology from Predator Custom Cues. Or sorry, not Custom Cues, but Predator Cues. It's taken off like wildfire. Most of the professionals are really liking it. It's a very powerful low deflection shaft. Kevin Clark is using a standard cue, and I'm not sure if it's low deflection or not, but it seems like it's a little more old school, but he's using a very long cue. I want to say the standard cue is 58 inches, and he's using probably more like a 70-inch cue. It's pretty exceptional to see. There are quite a few guys that are starting to veer that way towards the longer cues. Most of the reasoning for that is people believe that the longer cue forces a straighter stroke. I'm not sure, but you know, if I could pocket balls like Kevin on these long shots, he's been hitting some pretty incredible shots. So it's something to try out if you're at all struggling. I do like my equipment that I'm using now, and my cue's actually a little longer than standard. But back to the game here. Tony's making short work of this rack. It's a pretty standard rack, not many complications. The only issue Tony has here is really the 15 ball. And I say that so lightly, it's really not an issue, but he might go something like 6, 4, 6 in the corner, 4 in the side, or 4 in the side, 6 in the other side. I like 6 in the corner, 4 in the side. 5, 3, 12, 8. I might leave the 8, 15 for the last two. The 8 to the 15 is fine. But Tony might do something different. Let's see if we learn something from Tony here. Yeah, a very famous pool player, Buddy Halson, said, when you have position, don't play position. Tony was dead straight on that 6 ball, so I'm a little surprised he didn't take it out. So he must have some value for it that he's planning. Most of the guys do like to take care of these balls underneath the rack as quickly as possible. And Tony's just removing all those now. He might like the 15 as a key ball to the 6 as a key ball to the 8. So he might play the 15 up in the upper left corner, the side pocket. But I think he's going to go with my original plan of 6, 8, 15 or 8, 15 to the 13. Guys, another nice easy rack for Tony. Easy because he made it as so. And just like that, Tony's over 100 mark, I think. Nah, he's not over 100 yet. Sorry, guys. He's at 498. 498 to 562. Yeah, Tony's definitely starting to close the gap here, and I'm sure this is a good inning for him to go ahead and close it out if he can. He doesn't want Kevin to get back to the table, so... Oh. That was a very, very close call there. You know, I've had that happen so often, and it's funny because you don't see it from the angle that he's shooting that it's a possibility, but you're hitting a pure draw stroke, and he hits that second ball, and it draws right at that ball straight towards the side pocket. It's a little freaky, but happens all the time, so you got to be wary of it. sure Kevin got a little excited. Probably thought he was possibly getting back to the table, but scary for all of us. I'm sure Tony was scared too. But Tony's playing very well right now. He just needs to continue doing what he's doing and keep negotiating the racks as easily as possible, and making his work easy. He does have a little problem here with this congestion in the middle, and he doesn't have an immediate break shot, so he's going to have to create a break shot. He could tickle the 3 and knock the 7 up in the near future. He could probably use the 11 to go into the balls, and he should have a shot in either the 8 or the 2. He's coming around the table. He fended against the 2-ball scratch, but I think he was playing position on the 4-ball. The 4-ball was a kind of useless ball, so I think he was trying to play position on the 4 there. But again, he's still sitting very well. He just has to collect himself, plan out the rack. Guys, I'm going to step away just for a second. I'll be right back. Guys, that was a nice play Tony had in the side to alleviate that stack. All right, so that's the shot that Tony's been coming with, and he needed to make that 10 ball. He made it a little sloppy, but it still went in the pocket, and I'm sure he's glad that's over because he missed one of those earlier that cost him a lot of balls. All right, he still has a bit of congestion here. If he can get the 3 out of the way, the 5 goes. He's trying to see if he can play the 7, or if he's forced to play the 11 here. Guys, please, if you're enjoying this match, it'd be awesome if you could share this match. Maybe we can get some more donations to the charity event that we're doing here. Okay, so Tony was able to pocket that 7 ball. I think he has a shot in the 3. He may also have a shot in the 5, and he may even have a shot in the 12 on the side. He's really examining this closely, so he's trying to see if he's got a good shot on the 3 bar or not. It's a pretty awkward roll he got off that 3 kiss. I think he's got the 12 on the side here. If not, he's got the 3 ball. See, this is the emotional aspect. If Tony can contain himself here and come with a pressure shot, be it the 12 ball or the 3 ball or the 5 ball or the 14 ball, one of those balls have to go, and he just has to make it go. Tony's taking his time, analyzing which one's the highest percentage, and I think he's decided on the 12 ball. This is very exciting right now because this could be the difference between winning and losing the match. So he's got to be very cautious about this shot and very deliberate. I look for him to take his time. All right, guys, so I believe Tony had a 51 ball run there. He was playing some really strong pool. Just got a funny kiss on that 3 ball that cost him big, obviously. Kevin's got to come with a reasonable shot here. He's amping up on the 14. Wow. Center of the pocket, strong shot. He's been sitting for a while. Shot's much more difficult after how long he's been sitting to come with. It's a very good shot by him. Guys, again, this is a 14-1 charity event from Tony Robles and Kevin Clark. They're trying to get money for people to donate by GoRallyUp.com. This is for the victims of the hurricanes, weather conditions, particularly in Florida and Puerto Rico. Anyone that can contribute, please click on the HTTPS tag in the title, and it'll show you or guide you how to go through the charity donation process. I greatly appreciate everyone doing that. Anyone that can share this to others that might also donate, that'd be awesome. We do need to thank Kevin's sponsors, which is Clark-v's Billiards and Artemis Tattoo Removal, and Tony's sponsors are the NAPL League, Predator Tour, and Amsterdam Billiards and Bar. And my sponsors are Jacoby Custom Cues, Kamui Products, and Predator Revo Shafts. I'm very grateful for all those guys. Obviously, Gail Glazebrook should probably be thanked, and my wife, Christine Jagdale. They do a lot for Tony and I to help us do what we do. So, guys, I believe the current score is 568 to 506. And Kevin's in the lead. Okay, nice break shot from Kevin. He's a little distance away. That's a shot where I think if Thorsten saw, he might pull it all the way back to the short round out. Whereas Kevin drew that back in sort of a stun draw, and since he hit the top of the ball, had to come with a little bit of a tougher shot. Kevin does have a much longer cue than most cues, so the cage, as we call it here in Amsterdam, is a little bit in his way sometimes. Like I said, most cues are, I believe, are 58 inches, and his cue is probably 70 inches long. So he's got a foot extension on the back. So he's going to use the 8 to open these up the rest of the way. He'll still have the 14 ball as a break shot for his next rack. He's doing that to preserve that break shot. So he had insurance with the 4 ball there, and obviously he was hoping to get another shot, but he may be stuck using the 4. I think he's probably going to shoot the 11 though from where I'm sitting. Good shot in the 11. Guys, thanks so much everyone that's watching this match and everyone that shared it. Tony, Kevin, myself, we all appreciate it immensely. We are trying to raise funds for a good cause, so if you guys could share it, also donate, it'd be awesome. There's a raffle here at Amsterdam Billiards. We're raffling off a painting here, a McDermott Q, a special edition McDermott Q, and my sponsors, Jacoby Custom Qs, put in an $800 voucher for a Q as well. Always impressed by those guys at Jacoby and what they do for me and other people. They're just amazing people and very generous and kind, much like Tony and Kevin. So moving back to the match, he caused a little problem here with that 4 ball, and he's going to have to find a solution quick because that's his break ball, either the 4 ball or the 14, preferably the 14. He could also try to develop the 13 here. That might be a good move. I might try to hit the 13 up just a little bit, or I'm sorry, the 12 ball, whatever that ball is. Okay, he attacked the 14 instead. It was a good shot. He made the 14 a break ball and got the 4 clear. He'll probably play the 3 and then the 2, unless he's got the 6 now. Yeah, he's got the 6 now, okay. So he's going to go 6. Oh, he's considering using the 4 ball instead of the 14. I'm a little surprised by that. Most guys would prefer the 14, I believe. From where I'm sitting, the 14 looks slightly better as a break shot. But he's going to go ahead and make this a half-table game, get rid of the 3 ball. Probably play 12 and then the 4 on the side, or 4 in the corner and 12 and go around the 14. And probably 3-12, or sorry, 3-4-12. Maybe he is playing the 4 inside. I'm all confused, guys. Yeah, I think he got right at the 50-yard line there. So now he's going to be forced to play the 4 and come one rail across for the 14 break shot. He could also play the 14 and go in the stack if he really wants to use the 4. But I think he's going to play the 4 and come back across for the 14. It's a good shot there as long as he doesn't scratch. If he scratches, it's a huge scratch there, and he knew it. That's why he hesitated before shooting. But he hit a good shot, didn't get punished for it. His other option there was, of course, if he wanted to use the 4 ball as a break shot, he could have played the 4 and gone one rail towards the stack and tried to get the cue ball in the stack, taken ball in hand in the head string. Or sorry, played the 14, followed up, put the cue ball in the stack, and then played the 4 ball break shot. But I do think that the 14 is a little better. I was a little surprised as to how much he was considering the other break shot. All right, so it looks like a 582 to 506. Okay, so Kevin was playing for 18 balls, and Tony's playing for 94. Tony can play the 7 and open up the stack. He'll probably try to get position on that where he's not right on top of the ball. So he's going to play the 3, try to get position on the 7 where he can open up the stack. Okay, if he wants, he could also use the 11. If he feels like he can pot the 7 or pocket the 7, he'll use the 7. But the 11's a much higher percentage pocketing. He's probably going to go ahead and develop the 12 ball here as a break shot. Yeah, that was nice. I think he has the 10 ball underneath the 6 and 5. He should probably try to preserve the 12, so I don't think he'll shoot the 12 at this point. If he does, he's going to surprise me a little bit, because I personally would probably shoot the 4 and try to play position on one of these balls underneath before shooting out my break shot, especially when I could use it as a break shot to develop the other shots on the side of the table, on the left side. But he's going to go ahead and eliminate it. Now he's probably going to play position. He's going to pot the 13 and go into the stack, I think. Yeah. And he's got the 15 ball on the side. I might go 15-9, then come back up table with the 4, and get rid of these 5, 14, 6, 2 balls at the bottom after I get the 8. So I like 15-9, playing position on the 4 off the 9, coming down for the 8, and then getting rid of these balls in the left corner. Like the 2 ball goes in the left corner, going to the 6, play the 5 ball, play the 6, play the 14, and then use the 7 ball as my key ball. Let's see what Tony decides to do here. You really want to group the balls from here out. So you either want to go around the lake, so to speak, so 15-9-4. Or you want to group the balls together. Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to play position on the 2 off the 8, but he's not going to attack the 9 yet. So he's going to just get shape on the 8, play position on the 2. Now he can play position on either the 6 or the 5 from here. Gary, the score was 582 to 506 before this rack started. Okay, now he can play the 14, the 6, and the 5. See, if he had eliminated that 9, he would have the 14, 6, 5, 7, and have perfect break shot on the 1. Instead, he's going to have to go 14, 6, 5, 7, and then 9 in play position off the 9. It's just a little more cue ball movement, I believe, but maybe Tony can help me out. I think he just thought the 2-ball position was more of a priority, so that's why he chose that. That's my guess. As I said before, though, Tony really does like those key balls from up above, and he always gets good on the break shot. So again, you can't argue with his thought process when he does it so well. Okay, guys. So that was all Tony's rack. So this should be 582 to 520. Kevin Clark's in the lead. All right, guys. So Tony's on a 14-ball run. Kevin missed a break shot the last rack, so that was all Tony's rack. Excuse me, I am getting a little cold, guys, so I'm sorry. I keep coughing and sneezing a little bit. So just excuse me briefly if I do that. Been trying to cover the mic whenever I have to do that. Tony is definitely not far behind Mom. This is well within both guys' capability. Tony's ran 80 balls. Probably a billion times, maybe an exaggeration, but at least 10,000. Thanks, Joseph. Tony's looking at a way to attack those 6 balls in the middle there. He wants to preserve the 9 balls as break shot. He could also create a break shot with the 14 ball or the 8 ball by going into those balls lightly. Let's see what he does here. He went at it a little firmer than I think he wanted. He definitely has a shot in the 2, and he may have to play that. And he could go into the 5 and create position for himself off that. He could also play the 15, but he's jacked up. He may have a shot in the 6. 6 kind of leads him to the 3 ball, and then from the 3 ball he can possibly attack the 5 ball. And the 5 ball is a very troublesome ball, so I might go ahead and nail those. I'm not sure if the 12 ball goes, but the 12 ball might also be a viable option here. Main thing, he just doesn't want to disturb the 9 ball. Joseph, thank you. I feel all right now. I sound worse than I feel. I just dealing with a little congestion here, probably sinuses or something. Got a lot of friends watching, guys. Anyone that can support our cause here by either sharing, donating, writing love comments, whatever you guys want to do to help support these people in Florida and Puerto Rico, it's greatly appreciated. Any good energy that way is always helpful. We're watching Tony Robles at the table right now, and Kevin Clark has been a demon at the table the last 2 days. Both guys have been playing with a lot of heart, a lot of quality pool. Very exceptional outs here and there from both players. Both players coming with some pretty strong shots to keep the runs going and to make this a very competitive match. This is an amazing match. I'm very happy with the quality that both these guys are playing. So we're fortunate to see these guys play live. Let's see what Tony decides to do to get rid of these other few problems. Again, the 5, the 2, the 15, 4, 12. Almost all the balls are a problem, but but he does have solutions to pretty much everything. I think the 14 goes. If the 14 goes, he could play position on the 10, and from there he could play position on the 12 in the corner, or he could try to play position above the ball and play the 12 in the lower left corner, which is why he's looking down. Some people were commenting on practice time and work ethic. You know, Tony's been putting a lot of time in recently in straight pull. He truly loves the game, and it has a lot of support from his friends and family to play straight pull especially. And Tony put in so many hours in his youth that he's a very natural and talented player all the time, and always a threat to do serious damage. And today's obviously no different. Tony's very capable of running it out from here. I believe he's going to play the 2 and probably swing 2 rails up 4. He could go into the 4 now. Okay, he decided to go into the 5. Sorry, I mistook the 4 for the 5, but he went into the 5, solved that problem, and the 12-4 lead nicely to the 9. So what I think he's going to do is go 10-5, 15, 12-4, and use the 4 ball as his key ball to the 9. Now he's looking to see if the 12-4 is dead. So he doesn't want to have to play perfect position off the 15 to get on that 12 ball. But I do like that pattern play. He could also go 10, 15, 12. All right, so now he created a much better key ball for his 9 ball. And he could even possibly bump the 9. I don't really like that here because he's got such a great key ball for the 9 ball. But he's got to get to the key ball, and it looks like the 5 ball would be his ideal choice, but he doesn't have that option because of where the 5 sits. So he looks like he's going to go 5, 12, 15, and then use the 15 to get on the 9. Now he is playing with a little more pace. Let's make sure he maintains focus and doesn't miss an uncharacteristic miss. All right, that's a good shot there, and this is ideal position with the cue ball. With this angle, he'll naturally get to the center of the table. He's actually going to favor the left side of the table rather than the middle of the table from here. Because the 9 ball is so far to the left, he wanted to favor the left side. It was a very nice out by Tony. Guys, I'll plug in the scores in 1 sec. I believe it's 582 to 534. Guys, anyone that can share this video, please do. Again, we're trying to get some support from all the viewers. A nice shot from Tony. So Tony had a really nice angle there, so he just had to clip the top balls lightly. He naturally came up for position on that other corner ball. And is going to be able to continue his run pretty easily. So he's thinking of going into the sack off the 14. I'm not sure if he needs to attack the stack just yet. He's got good position on the 14. He can play position on the 1. With the 1, he can get back to the other side of the table. Maybe use the 8 ball as a break ball. Maybe use the 11 ball after he clears the 7. He's got a lot of options to get into the stack. He doesn't need to be too aggressive and go at it right now. In fact, I would say that's a little precarious to do so. So let's see if he doesn't play position on the 1 and negotiate his way around this rack like he has the previous racks, and maintain complete control and take all risk out of the game. Guys, I'm really loving this match. These guys are keeping it nice and close and really working hard to try to maintain control the table. So Tony opted to go into the balls. He does have shots. He has the 11-2. He has the 5-7. Shit. Sorry, Tony. Hey Joey. Hey Eddie. Sorry guys, camera went sideways on me. I managed to catch it before we lost the shot with Tony. These guys are in the last 100. I don't really know why this is happening. I did try to prevent this before coming in today. I wasn't having any issues at home. I'm not sure. I think it's a connection thing. What I believe is happening is the connection's failing here, and the screen is trying to restart, and then it just turns sideways when it restarts. But glad that we didn't miss anything, and I'll get back to the match here. Thanks for all your patience, guys, and sorry today you guys have to keep clicking on new parts. So Tony got good on this 3 ball. He'll probably use the 8 to develop the 15. Or the 10 ball or the 4 ball. He's got to develop one of those balls for a break ball. He's also got to take care of the 5 ball so that the 13 clears. All right, guys, I'm going to plug the score in here before this rack started. Looks like we were at 582 to 520. It's a very close match. Actually, you're right. It's a 582 to 534. Thank you, Andrew. And, Tony's on a run of some balls now, so we'll have the next score. Now, what I think Tony's trying to do is develop the 4 into the 10, or the 10 into the 4, and make the 4 ball a break shot. He has the 12 ball as insurance and the 1 ball. Really, the 12 ball. All right, that was perfectly played. Now he'll go and eliminate the 12, the 13, and the 11. And he's got to be a little cautious of the skid on the 12. So he's going to go ahead and play the 1 first and play position on the 12 to the left side as we're looking at it, so he has natural position to the 13. Okay, Tony actually got quite a bit of distance on that shot. A little more than he expected, but he's able to recover with the 12. So he'll go 10, 12, 13, 11, I believe. Yeah, great, Joseph. On this level, really, the main thing that's the difference between one person winning and one person losing. Both players, I was explaining this last night. Both players are super experienced and understand the game exceptionally well. It's really just a matter of who can stay focused and win the match and have the desire to stay focused and win the match. Tony has options here. He can either put the cue ball in the stack or he can play position. And if he plays position, he says to watch the scratch. All right. So I believe we're at 582. 582 to 548. Kevin's still in the lead, obviously. Tony's on a reasonable run. I think Tony's on a 49 plus ball run, something like that. Right, so Tony played a good break shot there. I do think he used a little bit of low inside on that shot. Tony's got to come with this shot. So as long as he can make this shot, continue his run, he'll be doing good. He's either got the 5 ball or the 7 ball. He's looking at the 7. The 7 is the easiest shot. It doesn't lead natural position, but I believe the 3 will stop the progress to the cue and I'll position on the 2. So he just needs to stay down, pocket this ball, stay focused. He wants to make sure he doesn't tighten his right hand and doesn't jump up at all. Right. Good shot from Tony. Almost lost the cue a little bit. We'll see if he has a shot in the 2 or the 14. If he has a shot in the 14, he has to be careful where the cue's going. If he has a shot in the 2, he's a little better off. 2 is a little easier to control than the 14. All right. So Tony hit a good shot there. Good recovery shot off the break. Oftentimes after the break, it becomes very difficult to start your run. Have Mr. Thorsten Holman in my ear. He's watching this match, enjoying the show. These guys are playing pretty strong here. It's awesome to see. I believe Tony would like to maintain the 12 as his break shot here. Now, this could be a little early thinking, but he has to figure out how to open up the rest of these balls. There's a cute little V, or upside down V, looking at with the 9, 1, 15, 13. Looks like the 10 and 8, or 10 and 8. So he's got to get into those balls, or try to pluck them off. If he can get rid of the 2, then the 8 and the 10 probably go, and he can avoid having to do too much work. I think that's what he's trying to do, is get rid of the 2 so he can address those other balls. He just took out his possible break shot, so he's going to have to create another break shot. Sometimes you have what you would like, and then you have what you have to do. In that particular case, he did what he had to do. Okay, he's got good position on the 5 where he can get into that 10 ball, I think. And if he can get to the 10, slightly underneath it, or favoring the short rail, he'll be able to go into the 13 and relieve those other 4 balls. And that's what he's playing for. He'll have the 8 ball as insurance if he follows through the balls. If all else fails, he still has the 8 and he can play position. I think he's going to play the 8 here. It looks like he's zoning in on the 8, not the 10. So he's going to follow through these balls. He should have a shot in the 6, probably. Okay, he went through the 6, but he's got the 13. He's got the 13 and the 3. He still has to create a break shot from here. 13 ball is kind of the best break shot he has right now. Tony's going to take a second, collect himself, and decide what he wants to do. If the 10-9 is good, I don't know if it is, I can't see from here, but the 10-9 is good, he might play the 13 and tickle the 6 over, and then he can use the 10-9 as insurance. He could go into the 6 and has very little chance of getting in trouble, because if he hits the 6, he'll have shape on either the 11 or the 10-9. So if I had the right angle on the 13, I go into the 6. That might not exist here. So Tony's trying to figure out a different option. Tony really wants to run this out from here. He doesn't want to get in a safety battle. So if he can create a break ball, he can continue his run. If he has to use the 13, he has to use the 13, but Tony's very creative and very capable of creating a better break ball than what's currently on the table. He could even play the 13, play position on the 11 and inside, and push the 6 over. He could do that, especially if the 10-9 is wired. Okay, he tried to play position on the 10. It was a good shot, but he didn't get quite rewarded. He hit a hair too hard. He still has options, though. Once he pots this 11 ball, he can come underneath the 9 and push the 1 over, probably right in between the 10 and the 6. Or if he bumps the 10 or bumps the 6, he still should have a good break ball on the 1. So he's just got to basically not get a bad roll and tie it up. Okay, now if he got under the 1, he can actually push into the 10 ball and create a break shot, and he'll have the 9 as insurance. That's just as well. He could also use the tangent and go into the 6 and push the 6 out. He's got a lot of options here. He played the right position where he had a lot of options. Smart play by Tony. All right, good shot. Created a good break ball. It's a little high, but it's something. You can work with it. He didn't hit that bad. He just hit it a little bit on the underside as opposed to on the top side. He wanted to make sure he hit the ball above all else. Had he missed the ball, he would have been in real trouble. As long as he hit the ball, he had options. So he erred on the correct side there. So Tony left the angle where you can go 2 rails underneath the 6 and get good position on the 6 ball. So he's going to try to hit right around the 3rd diamond and come out with a nice angle on the 6. Depending on how high it is, he'll have to get thicker on the 6. The lower it is, the thinner hit he'll be able to get on the 6 ball. So I believe with the angle he has to approach to the stack, he got perfect on this ball. So it was a very strong shot from Tony. So current score, guys, is 582 to 562. Tony's playing amazing pool, guys. Getting out of some really tough situations, finding out the highest percentages to keep himself at the table and keep the strong opponent, Kevin Clark, in the chair. Both the players you're watching are 200-plus ball runners. Part of the reason why they can run so many balls is their attention to detail. So we're going to see Tony try to address the 13 ball, and he just wants to avoid the scratch here, so he'll probably use a top inside English. As you see, he did use top inside English, so when he hit the long rail, he went down towards the bottom rail. That was the safest way to hit that ball to make sure he didn't scratch in the sides. Gary just gave the score. It's 582 to 562, buddy. So Tony just needs to decide how he's going to get back into the stack. The 12 ball is a good option. The 4 ball is a reasonable option. 7 ball is also a reasonable option. I believe he's going to try to get position on the 12 ball. All right, that was a good shot there. The reason why I used the 12 is because he has a 10 as insurance. So as long as he keeps playing with insurance, he's very unlikely to get in trouble. Now what Tony's doing there is judging the caroms off the 9, the 2, and the 8 to see where the cue ball could go. He sees that there's a possible scratch. So he's probably going to force follow this shot with a lot of follow and not hit it with enough pace that the scratch is a possibility. He fended against the scratch, but didn't get rewarded with an easy shot. I do believe he has a bank on the 5, obviously not a high percentage shot. He has a bank on the 11, another not high percentage shot. He has a thin cut in the 10. This is a very thin cut on the 10 ball. But I do believe edge-to-edge cut here should put it right in the hole, and he'll go right into the 15 and hopefully maintain position, not all the way up table. Just got to stay down, take his time. Guys, we had a really nice run by Tony to catch up in the match. I'm not exactly sure of the score, guys. I put it up, but I've got some comments and I lost track of where the score is. Sorry, I'll update that after this rack. I believe it was 584 to 562. If someone could repost the score for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. Nardo, thank you. So guys, I believe the current score is 582 to 562. Kevin's in the lead, guys, so yeah, that was 562 before the rack started. Joe and the rest of the guys, I'm sure he's pocketed 4 or 5, I believe, but we'll find out the finalized score after this rack before we move on. Guys, thanks again for everyone watching this match. Obviously, we're getting towards the end here. We have Kevin Clark, who's sponsored by Clark-Keys and Artemis Artemis Tattoo Removal. We have Tony Robles, who's just had an exceptional comeback, who's sponsored by Predator Q's, the Napa League, and Amsterdam Billiards and Bar. We've had an exceptional match so far, guys. I'm sponsored by Jacoby Custom Cues, Kamui Products. Sorry, guys, I just got interrupted. I forgot what I was saying. Give me one moment. My sponsors, who did I forget? guys, sorry about that. I'm also sponsored by Predator Custom Cues, or Predator Real Chefs as well. Guys, I'm losing my voice, so please excuse the squeakiness. We do have a league starting in the background, so it's a little loud. Sorry about that, guys, but hopefully the match is still nice and visible for you. Kevin playing some pocket speed there, making us a little nervous. And he's going to play the 13 ball for a break in the side off the 8. Yeah, I need to pull. Tony, man, sorry to bother you. Well, what's the score, bud? Guys, current score is 565 to 593. Kevin's playing for a few balls here. He's playing for 6 now after the break. Such an amazing match. I'm so happy to be a part of this. These guys have really put on a display of quality pool for us. I know whoever doesn't come through is going to be a little disappointed, but really the benefit that's happened because of this is amazing. And this is for an amazing cause, guys. If any of you can donate to the cause, I'm going to attach the tag that I've been using for the other ones. But we have a GoRallyUp.com attachment in the title. If you guys are interested in donating, please go ahead and hit the donations button underneath here. I'm just going to put this up for you guys. Greatly appreciate all your support, guys. Kevin's playing for 3 balls. He's got 2 balls out, so he's got to go into the stack, I believe. I don't see any other balls that go, unless there's a dead ball, of course. But I think he just wants to tickle maybe the 4 out. Yeah, good shot. I think he has the 6, and they can play position on the 4 or the 9. Guys, what an amazing match from Tony and Kevin Clark. Kevin came out from Pennsylvania. Amazing for him to do that, you know. Guys, we had a great game from both players. I'm going to see if they want to say anything before we commence. Final score, I believe, I'll type it in here, should be 600 to 5. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I believe it was 565, guys. I'll double check that and finalize that matchup. Thanks everyone involved, everyone who's watching, everyone who's sharing Thanks to our sponsors, Amsterdam Billiards, Clark's Billiards, Artemis. Sorry guys, doing a couple things at once. Wanted to thank Artemis Tattoo Removal, Clark's Billiards in Pennsylvania, Napa League, Predator, and Amsterdam Billiards and Bar, also Jacoby Custom Cues, Kamui, and the Revo Shaft. We're going to thank Gail, of course. She's amazing. Christine also is amazing. And Irene, Kim, thanks very much for all that you do. Kevin Clark's wife, I'm sure, is super supportive of him to let him come over here. Guys.
Thank you, Joanne, for holding the business and the program.
Joanne, we hope to see you
Joanne is amazing. Guys, I'm going to give these guys the mic. I'll let them say a few things. Thanks, everyone, for watching and sharing. Talk to y'all later.
Mike, too.
Mike.
Big hand for Michael.
Well, I mean, first off, I would like to thank Michael Yednak for taking the time to put this stream together for us. It was really awesome. And more importantly, Kevin, I can't thank you enough for coming up with the ideas. It was such a pleasure watching you play, you know, up close, you know, because I never really got a chance to watch you play much, but I always know you were a great player. You still are. I love your game. You play with relative ease, and you know the patterns really well. And it's refreshing for me, because I'm 51 years old. So I learned the old school way from Ray Martin, Steve Miserak, Alan Hopkins. It's refreshing to see and play with someone that actually plays the game right. Because for me, honestly, I feel like it's a lost art nowadays. Nowadays, you have more shot makers and you actually have people playing the game correctly. And you know what the scary part is? Thank God they don't know. Because if they did, they probably run 500-600.
They don't know.
Yeah, so if they don't know, that's good. That's good. But more importantly, I want to thank everyone for supporting us. Up until today, before we started the match, we had already had 1,700 in donations. So I can't thank each and every one of you who tuned in, who donated. Even if it was just $1, really made a difference. And may God bless all the hurricane victims. I want to thank my beautiful, wonderful wife, Gail, who's always been super supportive of me. Irene Kim for putting together email, Joseph DeVito, all my great friends, again, Michael Yednak, and Kevin Clark. So I'm going to give it to Kevin Clark, but before I do, I believe your boss's name is Joanne, right?
Yes.
Joanne, if you ever need an excuse to come to New York, you got it right here. All right? That way he can bring you, you can stay a couple of days, and then we can practice again. All right? God bless you all, and keep striving for perfection always, and have a good night.
Well, I hope I don't leave anyone out. I know yesterday I did, so I want to thank Tony's wife, Gail, for putting everything together, because I'm not a tech-savvy person, so I'm sure Tony isn't either, but he runs great leagues. One of the best players, fathers, person on the planet Earth that I ever come across. I want to thank Amsterdam Billiards, Michael Yednak, for sitting here with a great commentary. I'm sure I screwed him up with my style of play. I didn't shoot balls that he thought, because I like shooting combos. So yeah, so I'm hoping we have a tournament combo session coming up. We're gonna have a tournament just on combos only. I want to thank everybody. Like I said, Tony covered the victims. God bless them, and all we can do to help them. And you know, God bless everybody. And once again, Amsterdam Billiards, everyone, and Joanne for holding the fort down until I get back. God bless everybody. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Thanks again, man. Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Guys, just so you see the face behind the commentary, I'm Michael Yednak. This is Amsterdam Billiards, where you watch this. Thanks so much to Tony and Kevin for putting this together. It's been an amazing project for all of us, and hopefully it produced a lot of funds for the people in need. Thanks again, guys. I'm feeling a little sick, so I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Be well, guys.